Boys, we all have our crowning achievements in life. These victories that are just magnificent things to look back on. Getting our driver's licenses, beating the Ender Dragon for the first time. These are all things that we look back on in our life and we're like, dang. One of my victories is hitting somebody with my car.
Like I told you, I'm just going to issue you a citation for failure to yield to a bicyclist in a crosswalk. It's a fine of $98.80, 4 points off your license. Court, it's not mandatory, but it's December 4th, 2019.
Stuff happens. Of course, I didn't want to hit somebody with my car, but that's just how things play out sometimes. It was my first year of college. My roommate and I were driving home. Funny thing, there are these things called crosswalks. Apparently people cross the street on them. I guess that's something I just didn't register because at one point in the drive back, my car was stopped. There was a person laying on the ground behind me and my car had a dent in it. I didn't really know what was going on. Besides the fact that I just saw somebody hit my windshield and almost die. Here's the thing, boys. I thought I just killed somebody. Like, have you ever had the feeling of thinking you killed somebody? And of course, I didn't kill her. But if you've ever hit a deer with your car, it's something that happens a lot up here where I live, where there are a lot of trees, a lot of wildlife. Just every so often you have deer crossing the road, and you know, it's a shock when you hit a deer, let alone a person. You know, I was just vibing to my music, and then BAM! We got out of the car, and my roommate is the one who called the ambulance because this lady could hardly freaking walk. You know, she was on the ground, and I went over to her. I was like, okay, we gotta get up now. We gotta get you off the street. That took a lot of work because she was paralyzed. You know, I was paralyzed because I just hit this person with the car. Imagine being the person that actually got hit with the car. Gotta take some balls to actually get up and walk away from that right after that. My roommate called the ambulance. It's kind of funny because I was just standing there and I heard the sirens going down the street and I was like, yeah, that's for me. But they got there, they checked her out, and unfortunately by the time they got there, she was totally fine. But I was mentally scarred on the inside. I have PTSD every time I see a crosswalk. I mean, the week after this happened, I went to Madison, where it was like the middle of a Badger game, and there were people literally crossing the street in packs of 500 people. Imagine the terror that was going through my freaking veins when I see this whole pack of people going across a crosswalk, and I can't even handle a crosswalk with one person crossing it. Very enlightening experience to me. You know, now every time I see a crosswalk, even if it's like the middle of the day, I can visibly see in the open daylight that there's nobody around, I still get kind of anxious. So, bottom line, I think people should hit people with their cars.
What?
So they realize how dangerous cars actually are, and that they shouldn't be freaking rage monsters when they're operating one. So, shout out to you, Dad. He actually got hit by a car once. It was actually a truck. I think he was a semi. So, funny. Not really, but cool. Anyway, happy quarantine. It's actually not been that bad. Trying to stay busy. Freaking grinding, working out. Not really. Doing my schoolwork. Kicking my cats. You know it.